Good morning. Are we there? Come on in. Come on in. Welcome to the SHAC. Safe, happy and creative. How's your week been? How's your week been? Any good? I bet you've been drawing loads of houses, haven't you? Hey? Come on in. Let me know if the sound is good, please. And then I can... Sound is good. Thank you, Stuart. Stuart's in the building with you again this morning. So if you have any questions... God, it's nice to be able to scratch my nose. Yesterday I was at work and of course we got the visors on and every time I went to... I don't pick my nose, but every time I went to touch my nose... You'd be surprised how often you touch your face until you've got a shield around it. and when you're packing orders, you don't realise how much you lick your fingers. You do. Very hygienic, isn't it? But when you're trying to find a bag or open a bag, you're always doing it. You don't realise it, yeah? And then until you can't, and then you keep whacking your visor. So it was a little bit of a day like that yesterday. It's all right though, we're getting there. We're getting there. Give us a chance. Give us a chance. Bear with us. Please. We're doing the best we can. We are. Really sorry everything's taking so long. Half price sale, that's the way it goes. We're really battling, we're up against it, but we're getting there. We're getting there, you know. That'll teach us, that'll learn me. Have that idea. Want to do that again, will we? Half price sale. No, we won't. Oh, an idiot. Never mind, I thought I was doing the right thing. But it's okay, it's okay. It'll be fine. It's all going to be fine. You know what? In the big picture, it is really that important. Isn't it? I spoke to a friend late last night. She had some terrible news. It's not my story to tell, but my God, you know, talk about right size. Right size my day. It sure did. So, you know what? That's the way it is. Welcome. Come on in. Let's just chill. Let's get a perspective on what is actually important and what isn't, okay? Our well-being is important, our safety is important, isn't it? Can you hear me all right? Am I talking to myself? I've had this conversation with myself already once today. Gave myself right old talking to, I did. Cheer up, I said, you miserable old thing. It's just the layers, they come on you, don't they? They come on you, and then someone has a little pop from that side and someone has a little run out of you from that side, and before you know it, you're snarling and you think, I don't want to be snarling. I'm not a snarler. But if I snarl, I am a snarler, you see? That's it, isn't it? We're judged by our actions, not by our intentions. So I can think all day long, I'm not really a snarler, I'm a really nice person. But if I go around snarling at everyone, guess what I am? Yeah, you got it. That lovely lady in the SHAC, she was a total snarler yesterday. She was. And the trouble with that is you end up with like a hangover, like an emotional hangover. There you go. It's called pressure. Yeah, and then you come home and one of your best friends is really going through it. And you think, what am I worried about? You know? Guten Morgen, kommen Sie rein, komm rein, come on in. Lovely to have your company. What's the time? 10:01. Time to get going with our doodles. Hey? Are you up for it? Come on then. So, wanted to do the colouring on Wednesday, couldn't do it. All takes a bit longer. Everything takes a bit longer than we think it's going to take, including picking and packing orders, right? Especially big ones. So today is the day we colour the houses in. How does that sound? If you've got any questions, if you're looking for anything, Stuart's your man. Stuart's your man, be nice. You're always nice in here. It's okay. So let's have a little look at what we're doing, where we're headed. Let me get my glasses. This whole phase at the moment, these houses, and we started, didn't we, last week? We were doing this, which came out really nice. We love that. We were making a bookmark, weren't we? Don't they come out lovely? I really like these. Look, I've always got a twofer. So the bookmark, perfect. Yeah, work in progress for me, but tall art, I think that's it. And we're going to go back to that because I really like tall art. Doesn't have to be a row of houses, although you really do enjoy that, it looks like. But so we're going back to tall art. Then we started on the canvas or the coasters. What's it going to be? Little canvases or little coasters for presents. We decided if we're going to put this kind of effort into something, perhaps we could turn it into a gift rather than a card, right? So we've got our little canvases. We've made our own little artwork, haven't we? Complete with carrot man and dog, right? So that was on copy paper. Getting good at this. See, this is the one where we put the... Do you remember I said on Wednesday, you put bunting in, Merry Christmas Mum and Dad, you could put your fairy lights in, you could do what you fancy depending on who it's for and what the occasion is. Doesn't have to be Christmas. It's only, we're only thinking winter because we were heading towards it, aren't we? So we've done that one and that one. Then we did it on buff. We like that. We like that a lot because that is reminiscent of last week. So we know already how the white pencils work and the white Posca pens on craft paper. So we've got a pack of buff paper, which is delightful. And what I like about it is it's white on one side. You've got two different grades of, you've got a light one and a dark one, lighter and darker, you see. So that's handy. Then I took the liberty of going to a designer paper, didn't I? The back of Amazonia, I think this is. So it looks like watercolour when you colour it in, and that's what we're going to do today. However, we're going to do it because I think that the vast majority of you have got a piece of copy paper or white paper in front of you. I'm doing it on the light buff. See the difference? There, now you can see the difference. Okay, so I'm doing it on the back of the light buff, only because I want to put it on a canvas. And I thought, yeah, copy paper. This is nicer. It's got a little bit of, it's got a really good quality paper, and therefore it's nice to use our, what pencils should we use? We can use pergoliners, colouring pencils. We could use polychromos. I'm going with polychromos, but both brilliant, you know. And also because we're going bright and beautiful, yeah, you can see if you look at this, you can see we're going bright and beautiful. And I tested it out. I just wanted to make sure, because it was interesting. This is on pink. This is obviously, this has got pink in the background, and this is on white. So you can see in the window it's a little bit pink. It would be, wouldn't it? And here it was white, so I was able to put a bit of yellow in. Interesting, yeah. Like it though. It's just different, isn't it? It's just different. Okay. Is everybody in? Top of the morning here on time, sun peeping out. Lovely to have your company, Sue Dakin. Nice to have you back in the building. I hope that you're all right. Hey? Cool, there's a lot of people under the weather at the moment. You're not alone, you know. I think it's that time of year. Do you know what? I think it's our age group too, you know, without wanting to put too fine a point on it. Like Dave said, in the nicest possible way. That's what starts happening, Bob. Oh, good. You don't only get overweight, you start getting ill as well. Woohoo! Well, that's okay then. At least my hands are still working. So, colouring. I've got my pencils all ready to go. I singled them all out. There you go. And I put them in a pot. So I knew exactly what I was going to use. Ah, I've got the entire Polychromos 60 box out here. But it was because I wanted to make different, you know, like when it comes to colour, obviously I was looking at the background here, you see, and then I thought, what, I really want to do a yellow house because I like yellows and oranges, but I thought that's going to bite. Hey ho, it doesn't. Look. So don't get hung up on thinking that it's all got to be tone in tone with the curtains. It does not. All right? It all works. You could put. I did a blog last night on our favourite colours, and blue and yellow and what they symbolise. I enjoyed looking it all up and finding out that blue is the colour of serenity. I should have been wearing blue yesterday then, clearly, because I didn't wear blue, did I? But yeah, So what I'm saying is you can pick your colours. You pick any colour you like. Just lovely folk art kind of colours, right? I'm going to put me Dame Edna's on so I can see. For those of you who are wondering what Dame Edna's are, these are these really strong magnifying glasses that I wear. And they're a little bit absurd with diamantes. And I do that because that way I won't leave the room with them. You couldn't go downstairs with these, you trip over your feet. They're that strong. They're like really strong. But they're great for colouring in and for artwork. And that's why I wear them. So we know that yellow works, but I thought what I wanted to do is show you how we get this kind of colouring in. Let me just go up real tight, whether you do it on a designer paper or whether you do it on white paper, you can see it's all about the shading. Just focus on the house at the bottom, that one there, and look at the windows. Right. Look at the windows, and you can see that I've made the windows almost protrude the woodwork. You see? Now what I could do as well to make the windows go back in is add a little bit of grey on the inside. So for example, if I went in with a touch of grey on the inside here, right? If you do that on the inside of on the pane, if you like, can maybe put a bit of white. I'm just showing you a little trick. It's like up and down. So you bring, see, this would be easier when we do it on white than it is on coloured pink. Yeah, it's got the pink in the background, hasn't it? You're fighting the pink. But if you put a bit of grey in there and then you put a bit of grey around the outside, what will happen is you'll make the woodwork protrude. That's the word we're looking for. I'm quite far away here, aren't I? Should we come in a little bit closer, honey? How is everyone? All right? We're here, other way. That'll do. There, you see? See how you can make the window? Look at that one versus that one. More depth, that's all. A little bit of grey on the inside. That's what does that. A little bit of grey along that edge there. Right, not too much. And also, another thing, just top tip while we're colouring in, if you've got a rubber, an eraser, right, you've got pink. We've got pink ones, we've got white ones, we've got pink and white ones. I could open a shop with the amount of rubbers I've got. But this time, if I wanted to, let's just say, I'm working on designer paper and I want to make this window whiter, right? I can actually take the colour out with the white one though. See, if I do this, all I'm doing is eliminating, you watch. I'll just show you. See how it took the colour out the window? So what we're doing is we're taking the colour, look, if I do it here, you'll see how you can take the colour away? How cool is that, hey? See, normally we do this on parchment, don't we, at the back? So what I'm saying is, if your window's looking a little bit murky and you think, but what's interesting too is, see the black's not moving. Isn't that cool? I know, look, see? All of a sudden, it's a lot brighter. The windows are being cleaned. Hey ho. What a difference, eh? So there you go. But just to repeat myself, I used the white end of the rubber or the eraser. I've got white ones, just white ones, like really. Look, they're Faber-Castell, top quality. So the white ones, they remove the ink. Look, let me do it in a dark area so you see it. See, they take the colour off the paper. Now, if you're a designer paper person and you stamp on it, how good is that? So usually we take this one and we go on the back of the parchment and we take the colour out of the parchment. So just so you know, it works the other way around. However, if you wanted to take the polychromos colours, say you don't like you don't like that pink in the corner, or you wish you hadn't done that turquoise so dark, then instead of using the white won't get rid of it. Flip it round, use the pink rubber. That's the one that gets rid of the colour, the pencil colour. That's what I mean. Okay, I'm not going to do it though, because otherwise I could spend the rest of my life trying to colour this little picture in. It's already definitely only for a very special person, this one. and because I'm going to wrap it, see, I'm going to wrap it around my little 4x4 canvas board, make a nice picture, and then I'm going to mount it on 6x6, like that, see, like that. Anyway, enough of that, let's get on with the colouring. So let's do this one together. You've got one of them down the front, haven't you? Yeah? Everybody ready to rock and roll? Come on then. Oh, do you know what I forgot? I was so busy stroking the little cats, I forgot my cup of tea. I just realised. Normally I go, come on, let's have a cup of tea. Never mind, I drink too much tea. Let's do the little yellow one down the bottom here. And we're going to work in layers. It's exactly the same as if we were working on the birds, on the postcards. It's no different now. The only difference is you've created your own line art. How cool is that, right? Can I make a suggestion? Because we're not going to use this side, are we? Right? What we want to do now is decide, like we're going to go yellow, 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 yellow. We've got different yellows, haven't we? So do you want the real bright yellow like that? Or do you want that warmer yellow, the honey yellow? I'm going with the sort of honey yellow. What colour is this in there? It's called dark cadmium yellow. Yeah? Use any yellow you like. What's this one? Cadmium yellow. Let's check that one out. Well, clearly. So, pick a yellow. What you need is a light yellow and a dark yellow. Don't get too hung up on which ones they are. Go with the light yellow. I think I'll go with that cadmium yellow actually, because it will give you'll see the contrast better. So what we're going to do is make a little chisel, you know, like we do, pretend we're doing the colouring now. I love it when the two things meet. And then what we're going to do is put just an undercoat, lightly, not pressing too hard. Just put a little undercoat down, like that. See, what would be cool, rather than getting, I did this just because I wanted you to see how this is the start of that. That's how you get that depth. And also, if you look up close, I want to just show you, let me see if I could, let me just let it focus. Right, I wonder if I can show you how shiny that is. I wonder if I can show you. That top one is really shiny. I don't think I can show you very well. No, this is really glossy. See if I can get up closer. It's got a real sheen on it where I've buffed it. This hasn't. This is no pressure. I haven't buffed it yet. I haven't burnished it. But this is really shiny. Sorry, this is really, if I hold it up to the light there, I can see, holding it up to the light, that it's really, this is rubbish. I'm not showing you very well at all. How I could get away with doing 14 years of TV and I can't even do that properly. Right, anyway, believe you me, it's shiny. So what I'm saying is we build up the layers, and if we press too hard, just like we always say, if you press too hard with these blending pencils, these blenders, then you create a sheen, right? And once you've got that, you can't get in anymore, not easily, right? So what we're going to do is work in layers, right? Now, personally, what I would do with hindsight, I would now take another colour, right? And I'd say, right, I want to do that one yellow, and then I think I'm going to make this one, and then I'd get my balance, my colour balance of the little town now. So say I want to do that one in teal. See? So I'd lay down a really light colour. And then I know that that's going to be teal. And what's interesting is when you start colouring it in, you think, oh, hang on, I've missed a line there, because that house is missing a bit. And you don't actually see those little things until you start colouring it in. Right, so you're going to put a light layer of that colour down, see? So we put that one down. And then we'd put another layer down. So if I've got yellow there and yellow there, I probably want teal there and maybe teal there. right? So then I just do a little light layer of teal there so that I know what I'm doing. I think, you know, it doesn't have to be just a little bit. Just gives you an orientation. Right, light teal. What colour am I using, I hear you ask? Cobalt green. There we go. So it's quite a dark colour if you press hard. Look, if you press lightly, it's really light. So even if you've only got one yellow, just go lightly, then press a bit harder, then press a bit harder. Or use orange. That's what we'll do. We'll use orange. See, so I've got a bit of turquoise in there. Yeah. There we go. That'd be nice. Right, sorted. And so that's how we're going to build it up. And then perhaps I'll put a blue. I blogged about blue yesterday. That's a nice blue. What's this one? Phthalo blue. I like that one. Right. So I'm going to say I'm going to put blue in at the top. This one. This is going to be blue. So we'll just do a really light layer of that. Right. And that way you're getting your composition ready. All right. Nice. I may change that because I've got a feeling, see, because it's light enough, it's still, because I'm not pressing hard, I'm just levitating almost, right? Say on this one, if that's the window, I've got to think about, I maybe want to make another layer of wood, if you see what I mean. I mean, it's let's not get too caught up here, but it's something to think about. My point is, right, I just want to show you this, that at that stage, because it's not pressing hard, you can still get rid, with the pink end of the eraser, you can still get rid of the colour easily if you wanted to add a bit more whiteness. You see what I'm saying? Or you could go on the inside. I might do that. I might come in here and put another window in there. That probably makes more sense. Yeah, see? So this is how we build up our colour, get our composition right. See, on this one, the jury's out on that one. So when in doubt, what do we say? When in doubt, hang about. Yeah? If you're not sure, it's easier just to wait, isn't it? Look, see, I'm still in doubt, still hanging about, still not sure. Like, green, possibly, not sure, jury's out, still percolating. It's all right. I don't want to overcook it, you see. I don't want to make it look like a candy store. It wants to be folky, not gaudy. So, still not sure. And I'm thinking you could probably get away with something a bit neutral, you know, something a bit what we would call a boring colour. Like a browny, tea, stainy colour. That might be nice. Don't know. Jury's out. When in doubt, hang about. So let's go back to the yellow though. Which one did I use? I went with the cadmium yellow. That'll do. So now I've done that, what I want to do is let's go again. Another layer. Another layer. Still not pressing hard. So you get your depth of colour by adding layers. But you can only add layers if you go lightly. It's obvious, really. We know this. The SHACers among us who've been doing all the postcards, you know, the bird postcards, we're well aware of the pressure now, aren't we? Pressure and layers. Right, see, it's starting to get a bit more vibrant now, isn't it? And I could do this and do this and do this until this was absolutely glossy, deep yellow like that, just by using the same yellow. But what we'll do is, just because we want a little bit more shade, let's call it shade. So as far as I'm concerned, the light's coming this way, right? So we'll leave that side yellow light, and let's concentrate on. See, we're going to concentrate on. Hang on, let me just show you with a pen. This side, this side, this side, round about here, in there. Look, I've made my little white dot here, right? But I haven't put my. Yeah. See, I made that. I did that earlier. Then I can, you know, like we did last week. Now I can put my little peepee. Look, nice. See now, Here's the thing, if I wanted these windows to be bright white, I don't think I do, right? I could, I could take my Posca pen, just like I've done the little hole, like this. I know I'm jumping around, but this is all right, because this is what you want to know. See? So, like here, I can go in here, and I can, let me just shake it up a bit. I'm doing it in little areas. See, the reason that I haven't done this one yet is because I haven't coloured the house in yet, but it doesn't matter, because you can go over again and again. It's not like you, right, see? So you put the white in like that, white out. It's like Tipp-Ex, isn't it? And then when it's dry, then you go back in with the black. Make sense? The thing is, right, that I could do that on the big windows as well. I could just literally white out the entire window, and when it's dry, I could put it back in again. You know we did that, didn't we, when we were doing this one? Do you remember? But we just did it on a tiny scale, that's all, but it's exactly the same sketch. Anyway, back to the plan. All right. Tips and tricks, eh? So what have we got here? Cadmium yellow. So now let me go to a darker yellow. Let's just do the whole thing. Let's just do a little bit darker. Or if you've only got the one yellow, just go again. Make one more. It looks a little bit too Primulette for me at the moment. So it's supposed to be arty, folky. So one more layer of a darker yellow. Which one did I use now? Dark cadmium. I'm sport for choice, that's the thing. I've got too many. Yellow. Right, now what we want to do though is add a little bit of depth on this side. So let's take that darker yellow and let's establish where we want the depth. So we want it around, let's get on that side there. Don't press hard though. Let's just do it. Do it on that side there, that side there. It's like doing a drop shadow. That side there, that side there. See, normally we do this with greys, don't we? There you go. See, so it's that side and 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 that side, like that. And around the bottom, sorry. Yeah, over this side. So the light's coming this way, so it's going to be throwing that. So what you're doing here is you're just giving yourself a guide. Okay, it's just a guide. So you know now that's going to be where you want it. If at any point when you're doing this, you're colouring pencils. Like I'm the biggest fan of Faber-Castell. I've never said any different other than Faber-Castell is the absolute Rolls-Royce of the colouring pencil world, right? This is the Rolls-Royce, okay? And I don't remember ever, no one will ever say I haven't said that, right? It is, that's the truth, right? You get what you pay for. Now the Pergoliners, you know, the ones that, because we own Pergamano, so of course we inherited the Pergoliners. They're good, they do the job, right? And they're there. Look, hey, like that, right? They're there. They do the job. They've even got watercolour pencils included. 20 watercolour pencils and 16 blending pencils, like the polychromos. They're sort of wax-based, oil-based pencils. Right, now, we also added, for those of you who are new to the group, we added a set of 12 polychromos. So if you can't stretch it to the 60, we added a set of 12 polychromos to supplement the Pergoliners. And they've got like the greys and the ivories and the gold and the silver, the colours that you reach for all the time in the polychromos, the greys, because when you're shading, I really like greys. Now, Stuart will show you where all that is if you're interested. But the point I'm making is that what I wanted to show you today is if you haven't got greys, you can create shadows. Greys tone everything down. They make it go from dark red to muted dark red. You know what I mean? And so, but what we're going to do with the folk arty pictures, we'll use, instead of a grey to get the shade, we'll use another colour. So we could, I'll show you what I mean. we can use another colour too. You don't have to use grey all the time. It gives you a different effect. Same as you don't have to do the line art, or you can use colour to put patterns in, you know, or tiles or bricks. You don't have to, they don't have to be black bricks, black outline, not at all. So we've got a kind of a drop shadow where we want it. I might even put a little bit in there. What colour are we doing the door? Could do the door a different colour, couldn't we? Like bright red or something. Right, so let's just get it right. Light, dark. Now let's go for an orange. Have you got a nice orange in your tin? Whichever tin you've got. We've got cadmium orange and cadmium orange. How's that the same? Oh, that's dark cadmium orange. I thought, yeah, whatever. Now you are going to Specsavers, great. Right, so I tend to always stagger my colouring. So in other words, what I mean is I graduate it, gently does it. So now I'm using the next lightest colour orange. If you've only got one orange, just don't press hard. Okay. So now we'll bring that orange in, see, and we're bringing in the colour. Then we'll bring a little bit of orange around the windows. See, and it's like a stain almost. You're just adding a little bit of colour there and there. Right. Okay. You see how it's building up slowly though? We're still playing it safe though here, aren't we? Look. That's what we're doing. We're playing it safe with the colours. So we're going. I think it's best, personally, right? I'd rather spend a whole hour on one house and give you all the tips and tricks of how to colour it in. And then you can take that and you can go to that, to that, to that, to that, and you can build up the whole thing. You see? That's key, isn't it? Right, so I've done that colour, right? Light orange. Now we'll go to the next darker colour. Right, now let's have a look. As we get darker, you want to kind of stay closer to the actual black line art. Right, this is quite a big fouled. I'm going to have to sharpen it. That's another thing. As you get darker, really, your pen needs to get sharper. Your nib needs to get a bit sharper. Let me just see if I can just slowly. Go slowly when you do this. Always give the wood a chance to cut. Give the blade a chance to cut the wood. If you, it'll rip it. And it doesn't matter whether it's a polychroma or a pergoliner or any other pencil, it will rip if you go too fast. Right, so I've sharpened my orange now. Let me just, right, so it's thinner now. Right. This is my palette, okay? I think it's worth, when you're testing your colours, it's always a good idea to test on the same surface as the surface that you're working on. If I was to use a different surface, I wouldn't get a true reading, would I? Now, my hand, I'm leaning on my artwork, aren't I? Yes, I am. That'll do, mix mat, anything will do, just to lean on it. I can't find, where's my polygon? Oh, here's what I usually use. Alright. We ran out of these yesterday, these things. So last night at stupid o'clock, I was rounding off the edges. Can you believe that's what we got to do? And sticking these stickers on and putting them in packs. So if you ordered these in the Pergamano sale, you just need to know that Barbara lovingly packed this. And if the corners are a bit ropey, it's because we need a new corner punch. As I was snarling last night. We need a new corner punch. It's had its life. Right. So we're going to go in with a darker orange, but we're going to stay closer to the edge now. Right? So down you go, and then just, that's it. This would be cool. Right, ready? There you go. See how it makes it pop? Nice. Okay. I love doing this. I absolutely love it. Yeah, so it really clears the head, doesn't it? Don't you find? Right, it's working. Quite yellow over this side. So what I'll do is I'll go back a generation, maybe back another generation to the darker yellow, and I'll just add a little bit more depth over this side, because otherwise it looks a little bit too, it's a bit light, isn't it? Let's go in with a bit of orange. So you just remember, the darker you get, the tighter to the line art you want to kind of hang out. You can always stray out later. I don't know. I mean, there are no how many times have you heard me say this? There are no experts in this building. I figured it out just by looking at what I'm doing and thinking, yeah, that'll do. I don't have a degree in art. And in a way, it's to my advantage. Because I don't know the rules, I can't break the rules. I make them up as I go along. That door needs a little bit of shade, doesn't it? The door needs a bit of shade. What did I do there? Oh yeah, I didn't even bother. Not to worry. Bit of shade around the door. Okay, now, I reckon, did we do that really dark orange? Have we done that one? I think we did, didn't we? That was the one that we... Right, we'll go back to that in a minute. Okay, right, break and stretch. Break and stretch. Because that's the thing, when you focus that hard, you forget, don't you? And then suddenly you think, oh, my neck, I can't breathe. All right, stretch. Be all right. Lockdown. Wow. Who knew that this was going to be in November? Can you believe it? March to November, and there's no sign of it letting up quite yet, is there? God, we're going to be so good at art by the time we get out of here. We're going to be really, really good, aren't we? Now, what we want next is the blending pens. Blending pens. Blending nibs. Got a bit of a situation at work with these at the moment, but I think Dave solved the problem for the interim, and we're on it like a car bonnet. That's the trouble with this Pergamano sale that went berserk, right? It really did go berserk. And then you lovely shackers, it's like, right, I need those blending nibs, I need those blending nibs, I need those blending nibs. And then all of a sudden, the cupboard was bare. And it's like, where are all the blending? We've got the nibs, we haven't got the handles. But we have now. We found some, didn't we, Dave? Yeah, we did. What a game. These are really good. And what they do is they smooth out the colour lovely. So let me find a clean one. That's a bit of a dirty one. I must get some clean ones. That'll do. Right, you see. And then they slot in there like that. And then what we're going to do is smooth the colour. So just gently, so we don't crush the nib. What you'll see is when you do this, just push the pigment around and it blends it out really nicely. This is like the start of that burnishing process. Let's call it a burnishing process. Sounds as if I know what I'm talking about when I say that. It's a burnishing process. It's all right. You know what I mean. Just move it round gently. Don't press hard, and you'll see the colours, they start to smooth out really nicely. Yeah. And I know you're thinking, how long is she spending on a house? Well, as long as it takes. Get this layer down. Get this layer down. So once you figure this house out, then you can paint the houses, can't you? So we've blended those colours nicely, right? There you go. And then we're going to go with the darker colour. So I've got choices now. I've got a red, any red, pick a red, any red. Let's have a look. What do I fancy? I've got that red, and I've got that red. Well, like I can see a difference. What's that say? Deep scarlet and permanent carmine. I'm going to use the permanent carmine only because it's got a sharper. It's sharper. Just pick a red, any red. That'll do. Nice. Right. And then what we'll do now is we'll come in again off the edge. Right. Let's use my mix mat just to cover up. Right. And now we go round again. Right. Here we go. And we start adding the next generation. And this is where it starts to look really like a print. See, I think the best part of this, avoid the fairy light that you drew in. I think the best thing about this is that it's our own art, it's our own line art. We drew it, it's not a colouring book. You know, I mean, it's lovely. I like colouring in colouring books. Of course I do, that's why we've got them. We've got a fantastic, we're printing them at the moment. We've done 200, we need another 200. But they're really, really, really lovely. Because I thought maybe with the lockdown going on as long as it is, perhaps we should add another kind of, rather than just the birds, you know, maybe we could add another subject, you know, another topic to our daily, to our colouring when we do that. There, you see how it's starting to go boom? Right. And if it looks a bit too stripy, then what you want to do is just tease it out a little bit like this. Look, see? You go in and you just tease it out underneath. Like that with the red. There you go. And also that's what the blending pens are for, you see. So you just, if that's too, like, I'm going to do this too extreme now. Right, that's like a red stripe there, it looks like. So then what you do is you take your blending pen and then you work that line and you break it down, see? And then it blends into the area around. There you go. So it doesn't look quite so sharp. See? It's cool, very cool. So now you're doing a combination job of red, staying close. So now it's up to you. How dark do you want to go? Should we make a red door? I'm going to make a red door on this one, and I'm going to make the door part, this part, the red door. It's a red door. My mum wears red door. It's a perfume, isn't it? Red door. You always know when my mum's in the room because she's got that lovely smell of red door. Is that an Elizabeth Arden perfume? We always argue with each other. Who's going to buy mum red door at Christmas? There you go. See, so now I can take the blending pen because it's the red one, yeah, and then I can just smooth out. I want a smooth door. I want a glossy painted door. There we are. So you smooth out the colour a little bit. Spread the pigment. I suppose that's what we're doing, isn't it? There you go. It's going to look so cool. See, and then you can actually get a bit of shadow in as well. Even. Let's see if we can make like a. So you can do it with red. It doesn't have to be. See, I can make like an inlay. There you go. Look, we can even put a couple of. Don't know if I like that though. If I don't like it, when in doubt, eliminate. Oh yeah, no, that works. Okay, so I've got my door. Yes, yes, yes. Right. You can see how it's building though, can't you? Do I want a bit more? So this is one more layer. I'm going orange a little bit further. Now I want to. This is taking too long now. I'm getting bored. Right. So add a bit of orange, add a bit of red, and then we come. Right, now let's bring it out a bit. Bring it out. We want this a bit darker. We haven't got to the darkest colour yet though. The darkest colour is going to do the job for us. Right, in we go. Okay. Right, definitely darker now, isn't it? Yeah? See how you just build it up? Look. Blending pen. On the weekend, tomorrow. Right, funny, this is funny actually. At 11 o'clock, I hope you can join me. 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock. I'm doing all 3 hours tomorrow on Hochanda. I spoke to Paul earlier. He was going to do the 3 o'clock show, but we've got so much to do. I said it's better because the truth is when you, I'm just going to sharpen this pencil. When you do TV, even though you see only an hour, it's the hours prior to it. And even when you're finished, it takes you an hour to come down again. So every hour is a 4 hour. In my head, it's a 4 hour block. So I said to Paul yesterday, or this morning, I said I'll do the 3rd one so that you can keep on with these orders. Because otherwise, you know, I'm here, I'm doing 11 and 1. I might as well do 3 o'clock as well. And what's cool, right? This is a lovely colour. Hang on. Red violet. Oh yeah, red violet. So it's a real dark burgundy colour. See, this is going to be nice. Red violet. That's the one I'm going for now. Gently does it. I've sharpened it. Yeah. So tomorrow, you'd think we had a plan here. What am I doing at 11 o'clock? Oh yeah. Okay. So at 11 o'clock, check out the houses. I know. As if by magic. Look, this is so pretty. So these are 3-way overlay stamps. This is done with 1 stamp, but three parts of. So you've got the black line art, then you've got the infill, the bit in between. That's a colour, and then you've also got the yellow, which is another stamp. So 3 stamps. It's like printing. It's like screen printing. Really nice. So we've got that tomorrow, and it comes as a die as well. And we've also got some trees on that, show the treescape, but smaller. So this is really nice, look, see? So that's the die of the houses, and that's the negative, that's the scrap, trap scrap. So that's what's on offer tomorrow at 11 o'clock, that and the trees. And then at 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock, again, Jane Nesterenko, Little Houses. Let me show you. I wanted to show you because they're so beautiful. And because we've been working on houses, I thought, you know, these are just glorious. So these houses here, look, check this out. Look, how's that for a tall piece of beautiful artwork, hey? Look at that, right? So with these are Jane Nesterenko's darling friend. She died a couple of years ago, a few years ago now, with the children. But just lovely little houses again. Now the thing is though, look how small this is now by comparison. Okay, so this Debbie McMullen did this one, bless her. And I'm gonna show you that what we've done is, because when you look at this artwork, it's quite substantial, isn't it? So what we decided to do was make it smaller, because I said you always end up making a huge card. Look at the size of it. With the original stamps. Look, see, that's the original stamp, for example, and now we've made it smaller. So if you look at the children here, these are the original children, and now we've made them smaller. So this is going to be, look, and here's the little church, original, smaller. So the new stamps, they're on at 1 o'clock. We've got a limited stock of them because of production issues, but you see, he got the large one, and I said, I'd really like to make that. Now we can, and you don't lose the detail. I think these are going to be so nice, especially since we're right into our landscapes at the moment. See? Not much nicer, just smaller. Right, it's the same artwork, but it doesn't lose any of its detail. So now, for example, that one there is that one there. Isn't that nice? You're loved so much. So yeah, so that's at 1 o'clock. So 11 o'clock and 3 o'clock, it's going to be the houses and the trees. And then at 1 o'clock, special hour, it's going to be Jane's art, but smaller. So I'm looking forward to doing that. And I thought, yeah, do you know what, Paul, you stick with the orders, you do that, and I'll just cover the TV. So you got my company all day. Just makes sense. Right, so we've got this dark colour. Have you got a kind of a purpley, reddy, violet-y colour? A burgundy-ish. And we're going to use that one now to really, this is the one where we get dark. Like, don't be shy now. Don't be shy. I reckon this is going to be the dark one. We're going to go in here and we're going to really edge up to that. Now I'm pressing hard because I don't imagine that I'll go again over this colour. Right, just get it. And it is the side of a house, so if it's a little bit gritty and a little bit, you know, plastered, for want of a better word, it's okay to have a bit of texture. See, so I'm just coming in and I'm just edging through that edge there. And this will make it dark. Now this is, oh, don't press too hard, Grey. It's all right. Got a bit of a, that'll do. But you see how it's suddenly, it just changes it, look. And it's that dark colour. And if you thought, usually what we would be doing, we'd be grabbing the grey, wouldn't we? Grab the grey. But with this, you see, it's cool. Try not to go over the edge like I've just done. It's all right. I bet I can get in there and clean that up with my eraser. Right, make sure it's clean. I think the thing about this as well, right? Yeah, see, you can clean it up. The thing about this is it's about the process, isn't it? We keep saying this. It's about the doing. It's not so much the result. I've got like loads on the go. I've got this on the go. I want to have a go at the buff, see how it looks in white as a winter scene. I want to show you tomorrow, for example. Now that black, that sky's not black. Underneath that, it's yellow. I made that black with a black pen. I'll show you how. We've got a mask and see, so this would look amazing. This one, it's not dissimilar. It's a different design, right? But if you think it through, right, you could put a moon in there. Look, I've even got one. Right? So you got a mask, a moon mask, stick that on there like that. And then you could make the whole thing black. Yeah? And then, I'm just thinking out loud here, you can make that black or a really dark blue. And then you could take your Posca pen, because I reckon, see, we didn't have Posca pens when I did this one. But I bet, right, this is black, all this is blacked out with a micron pen. I don't know, this is what I'm going to do tomorrow on the telly, right? It's blacked out with a micron pen. I put a mask there so I knew not to, but underneath here is yellow, if you get what I mean. Look, you see a little bit where the mask was moved, right? But I bet now, hey, look, somebody on Facebook said the other day, look. I mean, you couldn't do that without a Posca pen. Somebody on Facebook said the other day, I just got my Posca pens and I can't believe how white they are. And I wrote, told you. And I was really, really blown away by these. Because in all my years of crafting, you want to make stars, you want to make snow, and you know you go in and you've done it all, and you go back 5 minutes later and they've disappeared. And you think, how's that possible? And it's sort of soaked in. And it's with any white pencils, any white pens I've ever tried, gel pens, you name it, you have to go in twice at least to see, you know? Or, yeah, that's the bottom line. Or white acrylic paint was the answer, which is a little bit of a job. Posca pens, what a difference. I know. And I told you, because I would not be bleating on about these if I didn't think they were superb. So here, the thought that I'm having is you could colour this in. I mean, you wouldn't want to do it on this one because that's half the magic, is the designer paper. Why would you bother putting it on designer paper if you're going to black it out? However, on this one, which is white, I've been thinking, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I could black it out, or I could make it bright blue. You know, I could do blue sky. Sky blue's in that pack of 12, look. Sky blue. That'd look lovely too for a spring. Just saying. Thinking. And that's my point. I think all the time that we're working on these things and we're changing and experimenting and putting the pencils through their paces and practicing with our pressure, and all the time we're doing that, it's magical distraction, isn't it? You're not thinking about anything else. I'm not thinking about being snarly and unpleasant. I'm just doing this. Okay. You get in there. Yeah, and then while I'm doing this, you see, I'm thinking, what we're going to do with the roof. But, you see, I'm going to, again, when in doubt, hang about. Because now I'm pressing real hard. Because I'm thinking that probably I want to put some snow in there. You know, because look, if you've got snow there and snow there, chances are he'd have to be heating the house like no one's business if the snow's all melting off his roof already, right? Bad insulation, people. You can always tell our house, because we live in a really old house, like 450 years old, and the if you go up in the attic, it's really thin. And so obviously all the heat's going straight out the roof. So snow very seldom settles on our roof. You can always tell which houses have got good insulation in the roof and which haven't when it's snowed. Ours, you can always still see the tiles. It never sticks because of the heating. Yeah, see? That's what happens when you live with a farmer / builder. You find it. It would never occur to me looking around. You think, I wonder why he's got no snow on his roof. It's the heating. Mm-hmm. Do you think we're going to get snow this year? Do you think we're going to get a white Christmas? Are we all going to break into song now? You want to, don't you? I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. I don't want to think about Christmas. It's too far away. Too much can happen between now and then. As my friend so clearly figured out and found out yesterday. Unbelievable. And that's why we have to enjoy every single day. And one day at a time, just make the most of every single day. Because you blooming well don't know what's around the corner. You don't know what's around the corner. She certainly didn't see that coming. Right. But I don't want to talk in riddles. I just want to say that we just have to appreciate every single day, don't we? Now the windows, let's have a look. Are they at home or is it dark? What do you think? Are we going to leave the windows white or is the light on? See, now me personally, I would quite like to make the windows yellow because the lights are on. What do you think? Should we go? Or what about, should we play it safe? Because we do, don't we? Let's go with a sort of an ivory or a creamy colour. What have we got here? Ivory. So if we put a little bit of ivory down, I think there's someone in that room. The kids are upstairs. There you go. Mum's in the kitchen, so that's going to be lights on. And then somebody just left the light on. So the house is lit up like a Christmas tree. Cool. I've heard myself say that a few times. Turn the lights off. House is lit up like a Christmas tree. Right, a bit of yellow. That's what I want. Yeah. All the lights are on. And in the hallway. Dad's going to have a cardiac if he sees this. There you go. Look. And we'll put a little bit more yellow in. And we'll build up that. Just build up a little bit of yellow. Come on. They're all in. See, the windows are big enough in this. If you wanted to, you could even put a little Christmas tree in the window. Or a little person. Or a little cat on the windowsill. I mean, I know I'm getting carried away. But it's the little things like that that give me pleasure. Those are the little things you think, oh, that's cute. You know. Or a little plant pot on the windowsill. If you're not up for cats. You know. I know when I go in a minute, the cats will be sitting on the windowsill waiting for me. They purr, they're little purr machines. They're like two little bookends and they're like little purr machines growing by the day. But as soon as you stroke them, purr, they go. It's lovely. It's lovely. Takes all your woes away. They take all that bad energy and they make it positive. It's nice. Good energy in the house. Good energy. Just got to give them 5 minutes. Just give them 5 minutes of my time and then all those troubles just cuddle the cat. You know what I mean. If you're a cat lover, I'm not a cat lover like a lot of you. You know, I like cats, you know. I do. And I did look up the Blue Cross, what flowers are dangerous for cats and that. I've got a list now. I've got a list. So my mum's going to get the flowers more than I am now from Freddy's. They don't like lilies, that's for sure. Alstrom, these ones, Orangium, not good for cats. These ones, Lysianthus, not good for cats. Lilies, killer for cats. Yeah, roses are fine. So I can get roses, but you know what? What's more important, the cats or the flowers? Oh, I know that one. Right, come on then. So it's 5 to 11, and we know now what we're doing. Yeah, let's have a look at a little bit of grey. Should we put a little bit of, let's get a bit of depth in the actual window now. So what we'll do is, we'll make the window drop back a little bit, because at the moment, it's definitely looking a little bit flat. So let's put a little bit of shade on the inside, like that. Let's do one, so you see the comparison. What grey am I using, did I hear you ask? Warm grey number 4. It was the one that just sort of rolled into my hand. A grey. What have I got here? Warm grey number 5. And I'll tell you which one's going to be great for the houses, my fave. Warm grey number 2, please. See, I could put a little bit of that on there. It just makes me feel like I've finished a house. Warm grey number 2 on the roof. Right, just because I can go over it with the white anyway with the snow, can't I? There you go. Can add a little bit of that shade through there. See, and the thing about the warm grey is it just dirties, it takes the yellow, you know, the sort of citrus out of the yellow. Look, watch this. Just gets rid of that real cadmium kind of. Yeah, you know I said about toning it down? Look, doesn't that look different now? You see? Nice. Nice. So let's go back to the windows. I digress. In we go like that. Anyway, I hope you have a good weekend. I hope you have a good weekend. I hope you have an arty weekend. I hope you tune in and watch me pedalling away. 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock. Got some really nice stamps on the show. It's a stampy. We had to take the heat off the design, the groovies. There are a few groovy plates on the shows, but it was like, no, the last thing we want to do at the moment is put more pressure on my poor little brother. So, yeah. There, look, see? Just gives the windows a little bit more depth, doesn't it? I'll tell you what you could do as well. Right at the end, once we've done this, maybe put a little light, like a little, you know, like we did with the gems, a little flash of, like, the window reflection. That's what I mean. So then I can come in here, let's add a little bit of grey, just around the edges of the windows. Right tight to the window, the black. It just gives a bit of depth around, even where the light is, like that. Just breaks up that blackness, doesn't it? There you go. Did I just use my finger? I sure did. Right. There we are, my friends. So, Titivate, I could stay with this house. I could stay with this house for hours. And I probably will. But not today. I haven't got time today. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that it was useful. And I really look forward to seeing your beautiful artwork. Now, let's make a plan, shall we? Let's make a plan. On Monday, when we get together, what would be brilliant is if you've got time to finish your houses, right? I don't know if I'm going to have time, but if you've got time to colour in your, we could be colouring this town in for a fortnight, couldn't we? So what we'll do is, on Monday, when we get back together again, what should we do? I tell you what we'll do on Monday. Please, I need your help with this one. We'll have another colouring day on Monday with the houses, right? That I reckon I can keep up if we do another colouring day on Monday. Yes, okay? And then on Wednesday, I'll have it. On Wednesday, we'll do this. We'll do the borders, the pattern. We'll do this. And then on Friday, we'll do the application. we'll make our finished piece. That's the plan, you know, that's the plan. We'll go with the flow, friends. We'll go with the flow, lovely people. There's a lot going on at the moment at Clarity. So, but that's the loose plan, okay? And I hope you have a fabulous weekend. I hope you can join me tomorrow, 11, 1 and 3. We'll give Paul our love because he's pedaling away with the rest of the crew. Thank you very much, Stuart, for joining me this morning. And I'll see you on Monday at 10 o'clock, same time, same place. Be safe. God bless. Bye-bye now.